Now, it's one of the most revered public spaces in Nairobi, mostly because of how unique it is. The animal orphanage, located on the edge of the Nairobi National Park, though now is in the center of controversy, with conservationists opposing a plan to expand the orphanage into the park, which KWS says is packed to capacity as it is. Rita Tinina spent time in the animal sanctuary for a first-hand look at why giving animals in captivity more room could endanger animals in the wild.
From the King's Roar to the majesty of the fast and the mighty, almost all of Kenya's wildlife can be seen roaming the country's plains and forests. Not all animals, though. Some live in captivity, not cultivating their natural instincts. These are often sick or injured animals whose survival in the wild is threatened. Welcome to the Nairobi Animal Orphanage at the Nairobi National Park. For the last half a century, the orphanage has provided refuge to animals in need.
The orphanage was established to take care of those animals and, where possible, rehabilitate them back to the wild.
This lesser spot-nosed monkey, the only one in the country, was intercepted at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. She was being transported from Benin to Egypt. Safi the lioness enjoys a nap. Her sister Jambo whiles the afternoon away. The two and their brother Agwambo were rescued from Samburu after their mother, a livestock raider, was killed by the local community. Now adults, the siblings share a 50 by 50 square foot cage. Next to their cage, 3 lionesses and a lion share a cage. 17 lions call the orphanage home.
If you go around our facility, you'll see that there is a lot of overcrowding in small-sized enclosures, and also the layouts. The layout of the orphanage is not proper.
With an increasing number of animals requiring to be nurtured as well as visitors to the orphanage, the Kenya Wildlife Service is now planning to expand the Nairobi Animal Orphanage.
Various concerns have been raised about conditions in the orphanage that are impacting negatively on animal welfare.
The orphanage currently sits on 5.8 acres of land. KWS wants to expand it by an additional 11.6 acres. But some conservationists think that's a step in the wrong direction.
The solution is not to expand the orphanage. Animals, in a matter of fact, are absolutely miserable in a confined environment. Should KWS get animals that are injured, they need to be treated and rehabilitated back into the wild.
Conservationist Josephat Ngonyo argues that KWS has not followed due process, including calling for public participation and involving the National Land Commission.
These requirements are not in place, and therefore it will be illegal to proceed with this expansion.
The plans to expand the orphanage started way back in 2012. And from 2012 up to now, we've been doing internal diligence within the management of KWS. And we've developed a development plan which has been approved by our Board of Trustees.
KWS has already identified and fenced off the land for the expansion. Land will be hived off a section of the Nairobi National Park. Here's the dilemma. The park, the only one of its kind in close proximity to a capital city, is battling for its survival, threatened by the Southern Bypass Road and a construction boom in areas adjacent to the park. The land earmarked for the expansion is adjacent to the existing orphanage.
We've also done an EIA, that is Environmental Impact Assessment, in which we consulted various stakeholders. And the report has been submitted to NEMA for approval.
KWS should not put the cart before the horse, so to speak. They should have done all the due process, and once they have gotten authorization from NEMA to go ahead, that is at that time when they should have gone ahead.
KWS says it will not clear the vegetation in the new area to help mimic wild conditions and will zone the area according to animal species.
You'll find certain species that are not supposed to be housed next to each other, being the case. For instance, you'll find buffaloes housed next to lions, which can be very, very stressful to both species.
That's why we have the safari walk, and that is the reason why safari walk was created, to provide more space for these animals.
For half a century, this orphanage has acted as a window into what Kenya's wild has to offer. But the latest move to expand it has once again exposed the uncertain future, now facing one of Kenya's most treasured parks. Rita Tinina, KTN, at the Nairobi Animal Orphanage.